All right, call a meeting to order, a roll call.
Barker,
Here.
McCain,
Here.
Wertz. Wertz,
I'm trying here. I'm trying. I couldn't get my button to work.
Hyen, Johnson,
Here.
Rust,
Here.
Hanfelder, and Trent.
Here.
Okay, I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag of the United
of
States of America,
and to the republic for which it
which
stands,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
all.
Okay, is there any public comment?
I have received no public comments by email, and I don't see anyone's hand raised today.
All right, let's move on to action item A, contracts requiring board approval. Does anybody want to present these or let them, stand as presented, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, they can stand as presented, but I'm gonna, a couple of thoughts just to frame this to the board so they understand sort of the, collectively what the situation has been. So, for probably about 6 months or so, we've been operating at a maintenance staff or team level at about 50%. And you've seen some of this come through resignations, retirements, trying to hire someone new has been very difficult in many of these roles. Now, recently, well, I guess it's been 4 or so months, we've had Wolf, who's been our new maintenance director. And as is going to be shared with the board, he's developed with Lori and myself a 5-year deferred maintenance plan. When Wolf arrived, he really started to dig into some of the issues and concerns that really he's uncovered since his arrival. And that's really led to what you're seeing tonight. We try to put these things off as much as we can, but, in a couple of cases, as you see today, I mean, this stuff is inoperable, so we don't have any choice. The reason we want to come to you today is simply we buy ourselves a couple of extra weeks in terms of the supply chain issues that we're experiencing and getting replacement equipment into the campus. So we hope that, long term with this deferred maintenance plan linked to our budget, that we'll be able to really avoid these sorts of issues in the future. So in other words, just having a closer eye from a maintenance perspective with our new director on what we need, when we need it, and we'll be looking at that very strategically. And that plan will be shared with the board, just tweaking it a little bit. I thought I had shared a draft of it with the board, but I was going back through and I don't believe I did. But I want to share that with you so it's in front of you, so you as a board see what's happening and what the long-term plan with deferred maintenance is. Obviously, we're a large campus and it's complex. So just grateful that we've been able to sort of identify some of these issues. At the same time, some of these issues have identified themselves to us, and that's what you're seeing tonight. So, that's just some context to what's happening on campus with our buildings and facilities and some of the issues that we're facing. So it's just the age of some of this equipment is outside of what we can do in terms of repairs. So that's why we need to replace them. That's just some context. And then what I sent you earlier as well, I kind of explained the bid processes. So hopefully you looked at that in email if you've had a chance to. But I'm open to any questions. I know Chris is on and Lori should be on as well. If you have any additional questions, technical wise, we're happy to help frame this a little bit more if you so choose.
Okay, would any board member like to make a motion that regarding the contracts requiring board approval?
I'll make that motion, Julie.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Yeah, I have a question on the better mind. I get it, better mind. Are student fees, current student fees going to cover that, or are they going to go up? Or will it be an extra fee it says it's going to be funded by counseling and or student fees.
Yeah, so those would be current student fees, and Tim or Sharice or anyone, Mary, do you have I think it's current fees is what I'm looking in my notes as, but correct me.
It is current fees. We have gear funding to get us through to the end of next fiscal year. So then we would have a month and a half of this contract. And so I felt that we could pick that up within the dollar amounts that we have.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, and so you're thinking we'll have to increase fees then, or will it be fees only for the people who use the service?
I'm not anticipating that we would have to increase fees.
Okay.
Now, the question that remains is, this is a one-year contract
Right.
funded basically by a grant. So if there is going to be any continuation of this service, then there would have to be a discussion
Okay.
for budget.
The other piece, this is Sean Hill. The other piece that I want to add to that is the contract, there's a yearly fee and then we're paying upfront for counseling sessions. And so those if all the counseling sessions are not used, then they would carry over to next year. So it's highly possible, depending on usage, that the cost would actually be less money next year.
If we have carryover, yeah. Thanks, Sean.
Any other questions? All right, let's call for the vote.
Parker,
Yes.
Wertz,
Yes.
McCain,
yes,
Johnson,
Yes.
Rust,
Yes.
Hanfelder, Trent.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. We'll go on to B, purchases requiring board approval. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
second,
Okay, any discussion?
One thing that came up from the information that Dr. Trask provided was about getting bids in relation to grants. And I'm wondering, Ken, since one of them at least you had talked about trying to get reimbursed through an iGen grant, would that mean that we would have to, doesn't that mean that we have to get bids?
No, I don't.
Mary?
Yeah, my understanding is no, but Mary, correct me again if I'm wrong.
I'm not familiar with iGen. I know with our federal grants, we're having to get 3 prices, but I was just going to ask Mary if she was aware of it. We've had things reimbursed from iGen after the fact
Right.
in the past. So I know it's possible, but I'm not familiar with the iGen grant requirements. And just if Mary, you've got any information, I would defer to you.
Yeah, since I've been here, I only recall some of the reimbursements. I don't recall having to go out for bids for iGen. But I mean,
Yeah.
if that's one that we want to pull to get clarification on, I'm comfortable with that. I mean,
I think with iGen, the biggest thing we have to illustrate with iGen is the energy cost savings, and it has to meet a particular threshold in order to qualify. And I just want to clarify, our hope is that there'll be iGen funds available after the granting process, but there is no guarantee. This may, 100% hit our operations budget. So
if iGen.
as of
funds
right
were-
now, yeah, as of right now, with the board approving it, we're approving it out of operations funds with our goal internally to seek iGen reimbursement.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you can't retroactively get bids.
No, so we would do it and then we would seek a reimbursement from iGen based on the operate. So we're not really bidding. Yeah, we're not bidding through iGen, if I'm following correctly, but so we're asking for the approval through operations, and then we would submit to iGen because it fits the scope of iGen parameters in terms of energy efficiency and savings. And historically, iGen has reimbursed for such investments in the past. So that's what our hope is.
Oh, and
We-
without getting bids?
Right, without getting bids. Correct.
Oh, okay.
This is a significant total, to
Yeah.
to have to pay here. It might vary by purchase, but we don't have to pay for all these up front, do we? If we're having supply chain issues, maybe we're paying half on some of them, or just
Yeah.
generally, how's that working?
Yeah, I think it varies depending on the vendor. The other thing, just to go back to Kevin's question, is with our HVAC equipment, I think as Ken noted in a previous email, it is sole source because of our building automation systems. We use a Train building automation system, so we have to purchase this Train equipment for it to be compatible. But it really depends on the vendor. Julie, our biggest concern right now is just with some of these, we already know they're going to have to be built. And with lead times, we're really just trying to get them in the queue so that we're not having to wait. It could be another 30 weeks for some of these things, I think, as Ken outlined. So we're hopeful, but it just really varies by vendor in terms of how much needs to be put down up front. So installation and labor wouldn't be paid until after it's installed.
So is Gen Mechanical the sole supplier of Train equipment in this area?
Help on
They
that
are
one.
not. Yeah, they are not. That is who we've been working with to get these issues addressed as quickly as possible.
So the
Gen-
fact that it's Train equipment required has no bearing on whether or not we can get bids or not.
Right, right.
Now, is the supply chain issue, is that the sole reason for the urgency of this matter?
It's the primary reason, absolutely.
I don't.
Yeah, in the case of Bethalto, I think that equipment, I'm not sure if it's been identified. That's our biggest concern and priority right now because the systems have completely stopped working. So we're using spot cooling systems in the building.
Yeah.
The supply chain issue is a problem. If it weren't for supply chain issues, I could promise you we wouldn't be having this discussion today. We probably would have just waited until September, but they are emergency repairs, definitely.
All of them or just Bethalto?
I'd say, I mean,
Shrimpy is a higher priority than I would rank. If I had to rank them, I mean, Bethalto, we have no AC. We have no HVAC system. Our concerns right now are less about AC and more the need for heating and keeping pipes from freezing in the winter in order to get this equipment installed. Shrimpy is operating at about 25% capacity with those rooftop units, and Hathaway is about at 50% capacity. And we're just trying to not have any more interruptions to the learning environments in those areas.
Is there any more discussion?
thanks,
Call
Tim.
for a vote.
Barker,
Yes.
Wertz,
Yes.
McCain,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Rust,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Move on to C, approve the appointment of Dr. Dobie Aaron as the interim manager for the NO Nelson campus.
So move.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, call for a vote.
Barker,
Yes.
Rust,
Yes.
Wertz,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Trent,
Yes.
and McCain. I'm sorry, I missed McCain.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Motion passed. I want to commend everybody at the college for all their hard work on these issues. And I know it takes a lot of time and especially no fun when you have to do it quickly. And so I appreciate everyone's effort in getting this figured out.
Thank you. Thank you all for the support. We appreciate it. And thanks for your patience as well. We do appreciate that. There is a lot happening. So we appreciate it and hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you all.